and welcome to a new installment of The Mini-Munch. My name is Ralph, and joining me, Joe.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm back.
What are you going to be talking about?
Yeah, today I will be talking about twitch.tv, the website, and what it's like to be a streamer on that website, and all the features it provides you and stuff.
That's awesome. And I will be talking about Liquid Sky, a performance show, a kind of mix of circus and techno and lights and smoke and stuff. There's a lot going on in it. Yeah, there's a lot going on in it.
It's well, that'll be the first time we've spoke about like performance art, right?
Yeah, actual live things. We normally, almost everything has been like something we watch on a screen or listen to on a computer.
Yeah, digital things.
Digital things, yeah. I saw an analog thing, a real thing in the real world.
Oh my god.
I know.
That is insane.
There were actual humans in it that I could look at and say, that's a human and not just some pixels.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird, because like obviously when the human is on our screen, it is a human, but they are in reality just pixels.
Just pixels, just digital information, not real people at all. Let me tell you, Joe, the graphics in real life, fucking nuts. Off the charts.
They are pretty off the charts.
You should have seen the effects they were slapping on. It was amazing.
I wonder what the engine is. What engine they use.
I think it's called God 2. Big Bang Theory, something science words. But now, let me tell you about Liquid Sky.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm curious.
Awesome. It was part of the Circus Festival in Glasgow. And the show was hosted in Easterhouse, which was a bit of a surprise to me, because Easterhouse is not somewhere you expect to find like art. It's normally somewhere you expect to find like people with knives who want to stab you.
Okay, I don't know anything about Glasgow. Is it an area, not a?
Yeah,
or
it's
do
an
you mean
area.
like it's?
But
okay,
no, it was in like a kind of community art centre.
Okay, cool.
Which is actually like a super cool building. But no, the show Liquid Sky is a collaboration between the Baseline Circus group and Suzuki, who is like a DJ, does kind of like a noise, techno, industrial kind of stuff.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all in association with a group called Feral Arts. And Liquid Sky, to anybody who, say, like me, like works in a lot of nightclubs, you might recognize the term. It's the name for when you basically get a bunch of great lasers and shoot them through a smoke machine.
Oh man.
Yeah,
okay.
So you get that kind of like watery looking effect going through the air.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It's great. It's a great thing. Man, I've seen so many people tripping balls looking up at those over the years.
You've had all the experiences.
I've seen some messed up people going "Whoa," and reaching their hands up for those at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's this the show itself, Liquid Sky, is essentially, I guess, almost like a dance piece based upon a book, a sci-fi novel called The Marriages Between Zones 3, 4, and 5 by an author called Doris Lessing. I've never read the book. I didn't really know much about the show going in, so it's kind of interesting for me to look afterwards and see what the inspiration for it was and what the intended experience for it was.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's always a very different experience, isn't it, when you go in before reading a book rather than going into something after reading the book.
Yes, it's the whole thing of like, you know, a TV show being adapted, and you know, you've got one friend who's like, well, this is absolutely terrible. I have no idea what they were doing. But this is actually kind of one of the key things that makes me think that the people who put this on did an exceptionally amazing job, is that as somebody who had no idea what the inspiration was, had no idea what the intention was going in, I came away from it with a feeling that it was trying to convey the themes which are in the novel. As I was watching it, I completely got the impression that it was a performance about somebody breaking free from something oppressive and trying to transcend out of their own body or the confines of a reality to reach a higher, either like spiritual or physical level.
Okay,
And
so there wasn't any dialogue. It was like
no,
you had to kind of follow the.
Like it's entirely about the performer's movements, the music, and the light show, and that's where the collaboration comes in. You have a circus performer, you have the light show, and then you have the music. It's like you've got these three very disparate art forms kind of merging in a way that combines technical prowess with creativity. The content of it is essentially a woman shackled, breaking free from these chains, going on a physical and spiritual journey before ascending and going to some unknown place. The overall feeling I had from the show was like quite an interesting one, filled with lots of juxtapositions. So, for example, you have these like incredible movements of a performer, which could range from these kind of moments of tranquility to what seemed like moments of panic or regret. You know, like they're writhing around, they're clearly distressed.
Yeah, their movements would have had to be huge, right? I mean, how big is the venue?
Very dramatic.
Like big.
The space itself wasn't the biggest, but this is actually one of the coolest things that happened. Is I'll talk a bit about how they used the space in a little bit, because it is actually like a pretty like jaw-dropping moment.
Okay, yeah.
But no, you'd have like the movements of the dancer, and those would be working in juxtaposition to the light show, which, if you've seen lasers pass through smoke machines, there's something very otherworldly about it. Something like very unnatural, because I mean, you're literally like artificially completely changing the, either like the layout of a room. You're creating shapes out of thin air. You're creating textures where there shouldn't be any texture.
Yeah, like so I'm guessing the room was dimly lit then. Like,
yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But no, it's like you have these very kind of ethereal, otherworldly shapes and colors forming textures where there just shouldn't be any, and underpinning it all is the music by Suzuki, which is this incredibly kind of ominous sort of mix of techno and noise and experimental and industrial kind of sounds, with these interlaced kind of very cut up moments of lyricism, which are sort of taken and almost kind of thrown out and broken, and then it's like almost like they have like a tremolo just attached to them halfway through, and then sort of panned around the room, so it's like this voice is just breaking up as it reaches the audience and scattering to just become part
That's
of the
so
room.
cool. So like the sound setup they had must have been really quite complicated then. Like yeah.
The whole thing seemed like a bit of a nightmare to try and arrange.
Yeah.
But like, again, that just adds to the testament of the skill of the people putting this on. The other thing I actually really liked about the sound is that it like all of the bass, all of the lower frequencies sounded kind of blown out in a way where they became undefined. It's like a bass note which is kind of, instead of sounding just like a bass note all by itself, would like merge into the next one, would merge into a drum beat. So you just had this kind of droning sensation undercutting everything, which kind of like added to the dread of the whole thing. But that kind of dread created in the music was in juxtaposition to the elegance of the movement, to the performer rising through these incredible images, shapes, and colors. It really gave you the sense that this was a person conflicted in their intentions and conflicted in their motivation, and it gave a real amazing sense of push and pull. And when those lyrics came in, they were quite like melancholic for the most part. They were about escaping from someone or something that was completely controlling over your life and ever present.
Yeah, so how long did the journey last? Is what I'm curious about. How long did... So if it was just this one actor...
Oh, like 40 minutes or so?
So it was 40 minutes of this one person...
Oh, yeah.
Trying to do this.
So this actually leads into the thing you mentioned earlier, just asking about the space. They did a really good job of building up and then kind of revealing extra elements of the show.
Okay.
So the opening kind of has all that droning noise kicking in, and just like little taps of percussion every now and again. As this person is sort of has a kind of a net over them and is shackled to this rock by this rope, and they're trying to break free from it, and it's not working, and they try again and again and again, and this goes on for several minutes. And there was a little part of me during this where I was like, I really hope it isn't just this. I was a bit worried. I was like,
yeah,
this is gonna be a long 40 minutes if it's just this.
Yeah.
But then there's that really great moment where it all gets kicked up a gear.
Okay.
And it's like suddenly, your eyes go wide awake and go, oh shit, okay, this is what we're doing. It's like, the rug's just been pulled out from under you, because the backdrop to this is just a plain black wall, and it seems like the stage isn't made that big. But then as this person finally is able to break free, lights like snap on behind the back wall, and you realize it isn't actually the back wall, it is a kind of transparent sheet that's been put down behind. And behind the transparent sheet,
I think I've seen stuff like that.
It's really neat. You see, behind that was the DJ, the equipment, and like they were dressed up in this amazing outfit, and the lights come on behind them, and it's almost like a strange kind of stereoscopic effect. It's almost like when you watch an old movie and they have like an illusion of a genie or something in an old Sinbad film, and you're like,
yes,
it kind of looked like that.
About. Okay.
In a way which made my little like movie nerd brain go,
but in
cool.
analog.
But in analog, in real life, not in a movie, which makes it even more nuts.
Yeah.
But no, like they use that to great effect, where the DJ's like silhouette is like this giant deity that's just this huge looming shadow.
Okay, so were they just silhouettes? Was it just like shadow?
No, you could see them, and then their shadow was also there. But then they start to use that backdrop as something to shoot lasers onto, to kind of project like landscapes or images, like a moving sun.
Yeah. So how do you think they draw? Because they're basically drawing with the lights at that point, right? I
mean, my assumption is that's like months and months of planning and programming and. Yeah,
so it wasn't like they were shining a light over a drawing or a painting. Like they were
no,
actually
absolutely not. It was purely using the lasers. Which is
cool.
Fucking difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
But so like that's kind of the moment where you realize they're going for something further, and then they have kind of the next switch up, which is the rope being lifted from the ground up into the air and clearly attached to some rigging out of sight.
Okay.
For which the performer then, in the midst of this kind of transformation in this escape, puts on like VR goggles.
Okay.
With these like strange blinking cat eyes on them, or not even cat eyes, like feline adjacent eyes, which kind of blink and look around. And then as the smoke machines get turned on, and as the lasers intensify and become wider and more dramatic, you start to lose sight of the human being, and you just start to see like these hints of a person moving amongst all of this smoke and all of this light and all of this noise, with just these bright eyes shining out at you in a way that's like really creepy at points.
Yeah, I can imagine. Just seeing, it's like, I don't know, what color were the eyes?
Oh, like white, but it's almost like when you see like an old cartoon and there's like a wolf that comes out of the darkness and you see its eyes.
Its eyes first. Yeah.
It was like at points it was a bit like that, and I kind of had a little bit of a shiver.
Okay.
But the thing that makes this really impressive is as the performer was up in the rope, swinging around, dangling from it, writhing, thrashing, trying to climb up it, is that the VR goggles blindfold them.
Okay,
they can't see out of him. So this whole thing was done blindfolded, which is...
That is insane.
Like,
I mean, that's the circus, isn't it? It's blindfolds. They love their blindfolds.
They do love their blindfolds.
Yeah.
Throwing pies at each other.
Flaming torches. Fun half bicycles called unicycles. Yeah.
Other circus things. Lots of bending. Swinging for the air.
I was gonna say like lions, but I don't think they're like that anymore, are they?
Nah, people don't really like the lions in the zoo. Toy lions or like balloon animals, but not real ones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there were no lions in this show, but but no, it was just this really fantastic kind of inventive combination of technical prowess and just like audio visual inventiveness. And as I kind of said at the start of this, I can tell that they really managed to pull it off, because whilst watching it, understood that these were the themes it was relaying. And it's only afterwards, when I went to look at what the source material was, that I realized, this entire book is about somebody trying to like transcend the confines of society and like the rules of gender which control it, and them trying to become like a more higher, a higher being
with white eyes,
a feline with white eyes. But yeah, them trying to like escape from this and become something more, something that is existentially working on a different level.
Yeah.
And like, as I, with somebody with no knowledge of the source material, if I can come away understanding that entirely without, having no prior knowledge whatsoever beforehand, they've done a fucking fantastic job of adapting this. And I would say that the Baseline Circus is definitely somebody to keep an eye out for if you want to see the merger of the visuals of electronic music and of raves and of the kind of strange spiritual experience that some people have at like 5 a.m. in a nightclub.
Yeah.
And see that combined with the like bravado of a circus performance, then they're worth checking out. And man, yeah, I was really blown away by Suzuki's music. She's been recommended to me before a couple of times. I haven't listened to it, but yeah, if you are into like some seriously grungy, like atmospheric, dark, like techno, then yeah, check her out.
That's definitely a niche market, I'm pretty sure.
it's a very Glasgow market.
Yeah.
The thing I
mean, so is it like a only Scottish thing, or do they like tour the world and stuff? Is it like
well, like in Baseline Circus is made up of people from all over the place.
Okay,
and with any kind of performance thing like this, which works with electronic music or visuals and sounds which are to do with clubs, you will find this group at festivals all over the place. And some of the people involved in this show were like from Sweden, and it's a collaborative thing from all over the place.
Yeah, okay.
But no, it was genuinely extremely impressive, and I really want to see more people merge different art forms this way and try new experimental things.
Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, it's definitely not my thing. I can just easily say that now.
I think you would quite like the music and the lasers. Sure. I know.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing I could appreciate, but like in the moment, if I had to sit for 40 minutes, and for someone that likes to do lots of different things all at once, holding my attention for 40 minutes, I mean, I don't watch films for a reason, right?
Right, yeah, sure.
I don't know, 40 minutes is a long time. I know it's like not, but that's actually something I wanted to talk about today. It's not really like a big thing, but I guess it's a good way to lead into it. It's like the way we see time, the way we feel time. Because like I've been saying a lot recently, like, oh, that was a year ago. And I'm like, a year doesn't sound like very long, but then when you think about, if you actually sit there and think like, how much have I done this year? Or like...
Oh no! Are you having an existential crisis?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
It's like so strange to me that like I don't know. You'll say like 1 year, and because of the way we perceive numbers, one is obviously it's nothing. It's one.
Sure.
But then like, or you say like 10 years, because like I guess a good example is like when someone gets sentenced to jail. It's like, okay, they're going to jail for like 6 years, and they're like, oh well, they got off lucky. But then you're like, well, 6 years is a long time.
That's a really long time.
Yeah, like, and your life will be so different by the time you get. I mean, even the world around you will be different by the time you get back. Like, the world changes so much in 6 years. Like, I don't know, it's crazy.
I mean, no, that's true. When I walked into see Liquid Sky, I had no idea, what Donald Trump was gonna do. I could have come out of Liquid Sky and been like, well, nuclear war started in the town. Like, that's just what happens these days, I guess.
40 minutes goes by and then there's nuclear warfare. No, but yeah, genuinely, like, 40 minutes is a long time to experience something. That's why I struggle with films for that reason. I have to really like the film because...
True. But at the same time, I think that is... I mean, that's absolutely one of the keys to performing live is understanding the pacing of it. I mean, understanding the pacing of anything is important. If a film was the same thing for 40 minutes, you might get bored of it. Unless it's Mad Max Fury Road, in which case, fuck yes. But, that's why... That's why I'm sure this show had the switch ups happen, when they did, breaking from rock.
I get you.
The translation.
Just as you were starting to feel like, I hope it's not this for 40 minutes, and then they kicked in the
boom, kicks in
the next stuff.
Man, it was a real good drop. As a music man, I really liked the drop.
Was it good? Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be able to appreciate the music and the sound. Sound especially I've been getting really into recently. So when sound is so hard and it's so important and it's so underrated.
It's the hidden glue for all media.
It is. It really is. I mean, the other day,
except for mime.
Nice. We were watching clips of movies without music or without good sound. Sorry. So none of the added Foley work. None of the added music.
That's weird when you see it.
Yeah, it's just obviously it's a completely different experience and it's just bad most of the time. It's not emotionally provoking. It's not interesting. It's none of those things.
So there's two things that I should say you should check out that are correlation of this. One is very silly and very funny, and that's the trailer they accidentally released for The Mummy, where they forgot to add in all of that.
They forgot?
Yeah. Did you not see this?
No, that's terrible.
Oh, it's so good. It was the first, I think it was the first trailer they released for The Mummy, and they forgot to put the music track in.
That's impressive.
And you could hear all of the placement sound effects, where it's literally Tom Cruise doing the same noise every time he gets bumped around. It's so bad. It looks like a spoof, and I can't believe they put it out. It was incredible.
That's embarrassing. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. But no, the other one is actually really interesting. I don't think it's the best, but it's an interesting film called Barbarian Sound Studio, which is it's literally about a Foley worker.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's working on an old horror film. And you're watching them kind of react to whatever's on screen, and all you can hear are the sounds, but obviously because he's adding stuff's missing.
Yeah.
And so it has this really disjointed, unnerving feeling, especially when you don't see what's on screen, but you see him getting ready to crush some tomatoes, and you're like, oh, somebody just got really horribly hurt in this film.
You can see by the Foley. I mean, Foley work is so interesting. It's so. The fact that they have to time it all perfectly and watch back the scenes and the amount of time it takes and the creativity they have to think of all the different sounds that could be in a shot.
Oh yeah, totally. It's one of my favorite things is the making of on a DVD and then looking at the sound crew. That's my favorite part is when we get to sound crew and it's just a dude with glasses and a really big beard who clearly doesn't go outside much, just with 2 sheets of paper and a feather, and he's like, this is the sound of the car as it revs up, and he's
yeah, it's so weird. It's so strange.
Ridiculous. What was it? Yeah, things like the pistol in Fallout 3 is just a water cooler bottle.
Yeah.
A microphone inside and
games have really funny ones for them as well. I think in the RuneScape documentary they were talking about the cooking sound, and it was literally because RuneScape was made so long ago, it was a really bad recorder as well, and they recorded. He asked his mum to start cooking some steak on the hob or something like that, and literally just recorded the sizzle, but it was recorded on something terrible, so it was but that's the nostalgic noise that everyone knows from RuneScape. Yeah, which is great. Hilarious.
I love all that stuff. The doors in Star Trek is just a letter coming out of an envelope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes so much sense
totally.
when you think about it.
Just the shh.
Yeah, no, it makes so much sense. Holy shit, that's funny because like most sci-fi doors also sound like that. The fancy ones.
Yeah, it's
But
the classic. Yeah, it's the classic.
man.
The classic whoosh noise is just paper coming out of an envelope.
Yeah,
no.
that's jokes.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love Foley work. It's the dumbest, most amazing thing in the world. But no. Yeah, Liquid Sky, no Foley work, just great music.
Yeah, just good stuff. All live.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for Suzuki. She's part of Ladies as Pimps. Does a lot of good stuff in Glasgow. Check out her music and keep an eye out for anything by Baseline Circus in the future because they do some dope shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
In the meantime, I'm twitching with anticipation to hear what you're going to talk about.
Yes, Ralph. Well, since you're twitching for anticipation to hear about this, I am going to be talking about a website, like I said at the start, called twitch.tv. It's a live streaming website, so you can live stream just video and audio and basically anything you want. But maybe not, because there's a lot of guidelines. So don't take that and go do whatever you want on Twitch. But no, you can do...
No hentai here.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so Twitch.tv, I got into it recently, a lot. I've been live streaming there, crazily enough, because that's what you do on Twitch. And I'm very new to it, but I think I've done like 4 streams now. I actually did 3 of them when I was ill. I had the flu. And don't live stream when you're ill. That's what I learned from that experience. It's very hard to be entertaining, concentrate on a video game you're playing, and not feel like death at the same time. Because obviously, when you're ill, your brain capacity or whatever is obviously struggling. It's trying to not feel terrible and heal itself. And then when you're also concentrating very hard on other things, you get very lightheaded because you're using up all your energy. So that's Joe's live stream tip for the day. But moving on, yeah, Twitch.tv. They've come a long way since Amazon, because Amazon bought over Twitch quite some time ago, as Google bought over YouTube. I think Google was actually trying to buy Twitch as well, so there was a little bit of...
Yeah, I remember there being like an intense rivalry between them to try and snag up.
Yeah, well, I think it started off
market.
like that, and then Amazon were just like, oh, here, there's a lot of money. And they were like, oh, yeah, okay. And then Google were like, ah, crap.
That sounds like Amazon.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's how it went down. So, no, I think they made a very good choice, because Twitch.tv has a lot of potential, and it's like... It's funny, because you know how Google bought YouTube, and then like a lot of people said that YouTube went downhill afterwards, and like there's been lots of questionable updates, lots of YouTubers complaining about how Google manage it, everyone complaining about how Google manage it. Twitch is the complete opposite, at least from what I've heard. Everyone loves how Twitch is developed, and it's just funny because it would have been a completely different world if Google did buy Twitch, because obviously everyone hates what they've done to YouTube, so...
Yeah, like the key differences, as far as I can tell, is all to do with that overriding management and the autonomy of the services.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot in any way say that YouTube is in any way autonomous from Google, but you can say that Twitch has some degree of freedom from its
definitely
corporate
overlords.
It's
not like I mean, it's a definitely like a separate website. Like I don't know, it's very. But like YouTube has been built like into Google now.
Yes,
it's like completely. But Twitch is still its own thing, and it's so good. Like the features they add just make sense. The biggest thing they've done is they've made it very encouraging for people to start streaming, and the way they've done this is very smart, in my opinion. They've done things like add achievements, so they can be as simple as
they've fucking gamified it.
They have, which makes sense because it's a well, it was originally gaming only platform. You could only live stream games. It was a rule. And luckily, Amazon, when they came in, this is one of the best things they've done, actually. I think this is probably the best thing they've done. They've opened up streaming they've got different categories on Twitch, basically. So if you go on Twitch and you go on browse, you can look through different categories. So like, it could literally be like, you know, each game has its own category, sort of thing. But there are also categories like creative, which is, any form of creativity, whether it be like arts, so like digital drawing, actual painting, and you have a camera or whatever, or like video editing, like I can stream video editing under that. And they've got a category called IRL, which for anyone that doesn't know stands for in real life.
I did not know that.
And you can just do like live streams of you just vlogging, basically. It's like vlog, I don't know what the term would be. Live vlog.
Vlogging. They've opened. Amazon took one look at it and said, this isn't going to be enough. We need more than just these fucking nerds.
Yeah.
We need real people who are into real things.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. Nah, I'm joking. It's amazing. It's amazing. You can live stream lots of different things. But yeah, the achievements, back to those. They range from like very easy to get to insanely hard that like you probably won't ever get. Because I think the hardest one to get is it's this one. Reach 10 million hours watched total on your channel.
Fuck off. That's okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure people have hit that.
Oh, they're just getting like, you to chase the dragon, stuff. Man. I
mean, that's like the hardest one though. You get they work in tiers basically. So there's like literally an achievement for starting your first stream, updating your title,
of course,
exploring your dashboard, and then like I think the first tier of followers is reach 2. So it's like it starts small.
See, that's good. My mum and my dad.
Yeah. It's like, or like my buddy Stuart. And
my buddy
Dominic or something. I don't know. But basically, the achievements are good because they make you set up everything. If that makes sense, like it encourages you to actually put in the effort to make your stream look presentable. I think it would be good if they had like because they don't have like a set and avatar one or anything like that. I think that would be a good addition.
In a horrible gamifying way, they've literally made a tutorial for something in life.
Yeah, pretty much. And it feels good. I mean, I'm someone that loves getting achievements, especially when they have good wee pictures, and these ones do, in my opinion.
I feel so grungy hearing this.
Do you? Are you not a fan of this?
I want...
Are you a hater because it's Amazon? And you just think everything they do is corporate.
No. It's gamifying real life makes me feel so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I like that though. I think that would be fun. I don't know. Go to the shop today. Achievement complete.
I mean, you
that
literally
so dumb. Oh my God.
They literally have reward cards.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Oh God, it's happened. Are we living in a simulation?
I think so.
No, sorry. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's over. But before we dive into that conversation, which we won't, don't worry, you don't need to leave. They've added like requirements and stuff as well. And I don't know how much you know about Twitch, but basically to explain to the viewers, with Twitch you can get a subscribe button like YouTube, but it's very different to YouTube's system. And basically what it is, so you can follow someone, which is similar to YouTube's system, and that's free. So following someone is completely free. And it means you can see when they go live. They'll be on like the side in like a wee followers section, so you can find them easily, etc., etc. But then there's a subscribe button, which is a separate thing, and not everyone has one of those. And basically, to get a subscribe button, you have to fit certain criterias. And before, it used to be a lot harder to earn a subscribe button. A lot harder. Like I'm not actually sure of like the specifics because I wasn't really into Twitch back then, but very like select people had them. I think it was actually like Twitch themselves decided who got one, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So if they were like, okay, yeah, this person is like it's almost like getting or back in the day when people got verified on Twitter. It's a similar thing. Like everyone's verified now. Not everyone, but you know what I mean. A lot of people get easily verified on Twitter now. You'll see people with like 1,000 followers and they're verified, sort of thing. On Twitch it's the same, but you still have to fit this criteria. So at the moment, as of the 19th of September 2018, there's a thing called Path to Affiliate, and basically becoming an affiliate grants you access to a subscribe button. And if someone wants to subscribe to you, or you want to subscribe to someone else, you pay $5, I think it is, or $4.99 to be exact.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It might be £5, but either way.
Currency exchange. Bit weird at the moment.
Yeah, it's basically like you can sign up to a monthly payment to your favorite streamer if you want to support them, and you get benefits like custom emotes and a wee badge, and they might set up their own benefits, like
sure,
you can join the Discord.
You're like joining the club.
Yeah. And that's obviously completely optional. So you don't it's the follow button is there if you don't want to subscribe. It's more of a support thing. Mm-hmm. And because it used to be a lot harder, a lot less people used to stream. I guess it makes sense. But now that it's a lot easier, so the current requirements that you need is, the first one is you need to reach 50 followers, which is you could probably just make a bunch of accounts and follow yourself. But that's, they counter it with all the other things. And 50 followers doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of people, but, it's a
lot when you're starting up.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you do get your friends, if you have 50 friends that are willing to take the time to follow you on Twitch, then you must be a pretty popular person. But anyway, the other one is, there's 3 other ones. The first one is stream for 8 hours, and this is in the 30-day performance category. So you have a month to stream for 8 hours, which I think is very fair. Like, a whole month to do 8 hours of streaming is insane.
Yeah.
How many hours are in a month? It's ridiculous.
Dear God. No, I guess if you're just like, I'm gonna play a game I love in the afternoon, then fuck it, may as well stream it. Yeah,
even if you only did. There's 30 days in a month, roughly. And if you do an hour, for 8 days in a month, that's, not even a quarter of the month.
There's a few evenings. If you're wanting to seriously get into it, that's the tiniest ask of what you're going to need to do.
Yeah, totally. And the next one, again, I think is very fair. Stream on 7 different days. So, unique days, obviously. But again, 30 days in a month. I think that's pretty achievable, and that doesn't even have a time limit. So you could basically hit that just by clicking start stream and then clicking stop stream instantly on a different day.
It's cheating. It's so cheating.
Obviously, but you could. But obviously, you need to stream for 8 hours, so you could just
you're cheesing the gamified life achievements.
Yeah, well, exactly. So these can all be cheesed, in my opinion. The followers,
you're life hacking. You're literally life hacking.
The hours, because you could just leave your stream open for 8 hours and just mute and have nothing on the screen, and you could stream on 7 different days very easily. But this is the one that in my opinion, is the hardest. And to a lot of people, this will maybe sound easy, but they will be very surprised. So the fourth and final requirement is to have an average of 3 viewers, which sounds like, 3, that's fine. But you have to keep at least 3 people's attention on average. And you need to be very careful with this, because I noticed that it's very tempting to stream whenever, and as much as possible. But this is going to lead me on to my next point, which is the analytics that Twitch now has, which I won't go too deep into because not everyone's about that, but I'll tell you how good they are. If you stream all the time, it's not actually beneficial, because you'll have a lower average of viewers, because obviously, I don't know, say it's a weekday. Mm-hmm. If you stream during the day, a lot of people are at work or at school or at wherever, and you're just by default going to have a lower viewer count than if you stream at a peak time. That's just how that works. It depends on your audience, but that is most likely the case. So it's actually better to target when to stream, so that you can have a higher average amount of viewers.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's a very fair system, and it definitely can't be easily manipulated. So I think
it sounds like a good way to set you up for understanding the type of schedule that you will need to keep if you are serious about being a streamer.
Yeah, and then once you do hit that, 1, you feel really good, and 2, you get a subscribe button, so you can start earning decent revenue from Twitch, reliable revenue from Twitch. Which is amazing. And that's why Twitch has become so attractive to people like me, because it feels less like a gamble now, and more like I can put all my time into this and not feel scared that I'm never, like my life's gonna get screwed over. Basically, it's like the football people who like put all their time into football, and then like, they don't make it, and that's it. Like, like their whole life just down the drain. So yeah, it takes that aspect away.
Guess I'll just become a milkman now. I'm not a striker.
Yeah, no, pretty ridiculous. But anyway, the analytics on Twitch are insane. But in a good way. I don't know if you've ever looked at analytics on YouTube. They are not presented nicely. They're good, but they are not presented in a good manner. That's for sure.
There's a certain lack of detail.
And just the layout, in my opinion. I don't know. It's like it's not nice. But on Twitch, it's very, very detailed and presented in an amazing way.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, for the average viewers thing, you can sort like every stream you do. I mean, it has a graph like any analytics, so you can see like you can compare different streams and like progression and stuff. And over the 4 days I've streamed, I've had very natural progression. My graph kind of just looks like stepping stones, almost like genuinely,
cool.
Which is always nice. And it tells, if you hover over one of the streams, it tells you what day it was on, or like what the date was, what month it was, how long it was, and then it tells you the stat that you're looking at. And you can look at things like average viewers, minutes watched, new followers, blah 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 blah, chatters as well. That's pretty important. Mm-hmm. And then it tells you all the things like where did your viewers come from, and it tells you specific channels, places on Twitch, external places, and it's just really, really cool. And it's got host features. Oh, there's so much to talk about.
I'm suspecting all of that stuff is Amazon leaning into that, since their whole deal is like gathering data and selling.
Oh, yeah, it probably could be, yeah. But I mean, it's technically not my data they're gathering. No, I'm joking.
Oh, that almost makes it. Oh, that made me hurt inside.
Well, I mean, I was joking. I mean, like,
oh my God.
I'm someone. Okay, so we're obviously on different ends of the spectrum here.
You're the villain.
I don't actually. I'm not against data gathering to some extent, because obviously saying that could mean like, oh, they can have all my personal information, blah 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 blah. I think if you're on the internet and you've ever put your real name and your date of birth and email anywhere, it's out there anyway. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like there's no hiding it at that point because you've put it out. The only way you can hide your stuff is if you live in a forest and never speak to anyone and even if you tell another human being your full name, date of birth, blah, 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 it's out there. He could tell anyone or she could tell anyone what you told them.
In many ways, that is the original data gathering, is telling just word of human being.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think
that's how Google started. It was originally just the really chatty lunch lady.
Wait, we need to start building a database. Where's Janet? Go get Janet. Get everything she knows.
Oh, have you heard of what Joe's been watching? He's been really getting into that anime. Next time he's in the queue, I'll ask him if he's ever seen Naruto.
Yeah, no, genuinely.
Hi, Joe, with your school lunch, do you want to buy the first 7 seasons of Naruto?
That's when marketing, that was how marketing became invented. Oh, yeah. Man, that is hilarious.
Just a caveman standing there like, if you like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that is good. But no, like,
can I interest you in this Gundam?
Oh, dear. Oh, no, I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay, thank you very much. But no, like genuinely, I'm not against data gathering. I think data gathering makes everyone's experience better. So I don't. That's why I'm not against it.
It's useful in terms of like creating media. It's good to know what your audience is and what they respond to.
Yeah,
it gets fishy once it gets into the like super personal stuff or the like. How do you know about my bank? Like that kind of stuff is when it gets... Yeah.
And I mean, people will say like, oh, it's manipulation as well. And it's like, yeah, it is manipulation. But like, if it makes people happy, then surely that's a good thing. I don't know. Like, if my life can be made better through manipulation, if it's manipulating me to spend all my money or gambling loot boxes, then yeah, maybe not. But
yeah, fuck it. Like that. I think that's the clear distinction. Is there's data gathering which is used to manipulate a person, like like sending people targeted ads for like voting or in political campaigns.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That stuff's dirty as fuck. And then there's this stuff like, oh, Netflix looked at the aggregate and realized that a show directed by David Fincher would do really well, so we should approach him.
In entertainment, I think it's good. Like with or even games, like recommendations, like enhancing your experience. The same with Twitch. Like if you like this streamer, then maybe you'll like this streamer, or maybe you'll like this game being streamed. Blah blah blah.
Sure, absolutely. There is some like super weird stuff with that kind of algorithm where it can lead down. Just like YouTube in particular is super bad with this. With like the way their algorithm's built, is they tend to push you towards quite like reactionary stuff, or quite kind of stuff that's filled with bravado, which is where the whole, all the controversies of the last year of YouTube basically being a cesspit for like conspiracy theorists and all sorts of stuff got wrapped up in. But yeah, if it's literally like, hey, you like Radiohead, maybe check out fucking Can, like maybe you'd like that.
Yeah. Can.
They're a great band.
I don't know them. I just Can.
Just Can. They basically just sort of sound like this.
They're singing in a can.
Actually, now you say it, it does sound a little bit like they're singing into a can.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is hilarious.
You've heard them. Kanye West has sampled them. You'll have heard them.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Sampling's such a weird world as well. Maybe we'll talk about that one day. Yeah. But anyway, Twitch.tv, I think it's a great website. I think it's only getting better. I'm sad that... Well, I guess I'm not sad that YouTube's contesting them now, because they're really pushing live streaming on YouTube. And supposedly, actually, a news article came out the other day where the guy that runs YouTube Gaming says that they have 200 million people on YouTube Gaming, like, daily.
That not surprise
not
me.
On like they watch gaming videos sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also they said that Fortnite was not the most popular game on YouTube. It's still Minecraft, and Minecraft actually broke its own record recently for that, which is crazy because apparently it's actually gotten, it was the most popular it'd been, if that makes sense. It was like 77 million people interacting with Minecraft videos, which is, the highest it's ever been. And it's Minecraft. And a lot of people are like, I think it's because our generation, we were like, yeah, we've been there, done that. But we're not really thinking of all like the new kids. That are still interacting with Minecraft. So it's like crazy.
I guess like if you're a youngin' and you like Fortnite, it's not surprising that somebody would say, hey, check out Minecraft as well. Yeah.
So it's just interesting. I mean, obviously, Fortnite's had a lot less time to get popular, and the fact that it is as popular as it is crazy.
Yeah,
but
that's nuts.
Minecraft's still top dog apparently on YouTube Gaming, and at
that's
least
crazy. It keeps going. Minecraft will, like, I will be my fucking deathbed and look out the window and see some kid dressed up as a pig and be like, why is this? No.
Yeah.
Why is this still a thing?
Yeah. But yeah, Twitch.tv, everyone. If you've not used Twitch before, try it out. It's a very interactive way it's so interactive with the person you're watching. You can chat to them directly, which is really cool. It's a very unique experience that, like, I think everyone should feel. And yeah, if you want to start live streaming, Twitch.tv is a very good place to start. Even if you want to do YouTube in the future, I think Twitch right now is a lot better at easing you into it and making you feel like you're progressing and knowing what audience you have and how to make the most of your streaming time, which is very important.
No, totally. Like that kind of quote unquote tutorial stuff at the start sounded extremely useful. There is some like the only warning I would have for people if they maybe want to get into Twitch is like some Twitch chats and some Twitch communities are full of real assholes.
Toxic, very toxic. Be very careful. If you're soft skinned, is that what it is? Soft skinned?
Like if you're somebody who takes offense at internet comments, watch out.
Yeah, be very careful.
But at the same time, that means that you just have to find a cool community or a cool streamer who you get on with.
And you do have complete control over your chat, though. So you can just ban people.
Yeah, if it sucks, you can just fucking, get them out of there.
Yeah, and you can get, like, bots, which are a bit more complicated, but they're worth figuring out because they can, like, block people that spam you and stuff like that automatically, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's an even more dystopian thing for me to think of, is giving the consumer bots that can dispatch and get rid of customers they don't like.
Honey, the mailman's or the salesman's at the door again. Oh, the bot got him. It's okay.
The bot got him.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Salesman. We are not interested in your product. Please go away. I mean, at least you never have to deal with those awkward moments where you like want to tell someone to fuck off, but you're like, you know, you're not quite in the mood, and you're like,
open up your jacket and throw out your Pokeball robot.
Yeah, exactly. Your robot will go fuck off for you, and it'll be good.
I mean, I think we're close to having a random drone follow us around to deal with all of that ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, crazy world, everyone. Crazy world. This has been a strange one. Strange podcast. There's going to be big changes coming to the podcast. I guess we'll end on this note.
Yeah, screw it. Let's do it.
Big changes. We're going to be doing a bit of rebranding in the near future. So it's very exciting for me and Ralph. We've been very excited. So we hope you guys are very excited as well. And yeah, I don't know how much are we gonna announce.
I mean, we'll save like. Let's just save for a moment.
We'll save the big details. We're gonna do a big reveal. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, you know, with designing the website and Aaron moving on to other stuff, we thought we would take this opportunity to be like, cool. What do we really want to build ourselves into? And we've got some neat ideas. And yeah, we're working on all this stuff now, and it will look like. It will look kind of dope when we're done.
It will, or we hope so. And also, Ralph has been saving a really epic track, and it's going to be...
That's not true.
That's not true?
There's some trumpets.
Yeah, there's some trumpets. I mean, it's epic. It's the best thing you've ever heard. I'm overhyping it.
No, for somebody who normally plays synths, trumpets are epic.
but to the usual dude, yeah, maybe not. But anyway, everyone, thank you for listening to today's Mini-Munch. I have been Joe.
I've been Ralph.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week with another podcast. Goodbye for now.
Bye.